Hi, my name is Kelly Allison. I'm the Southeast Vice President for Academy Mortgage. And on behalf of John and I, we are just honored to be here with you today. I'd like for everybody just to take 1 second and stand up. Just 1 second and stand up. My father, growing up, I heard this my whole life. He said, Kelly, there's 3 kinds of people in the world. Those who let it happen, those who make it happen, and those who wonder what happened. Well, I want to congratulate you because in 2011, you made it happen. So congratulations to you guys, and we look forward to a strong 2012 with you. Drake is growing, and we are very, you can sit, I'm sorry. I thought you might need to get some blood flowing there for a minute. But Academy is just honored to have the opportunity to partner with Drake, and more honored to have the opportunity to earn your business. I know that most of you know John McGuire, and John is, if you've had an opportunity to work with him, John is first-class top-box customer service. One of the things I want to talk to you a little bit about today is Academy Mortgage. We are the #1 independent lender in the country. Does anybody know what that means to be independent? Do you know the definition of an independent lender? There's a $50, no, I'm joking. Does anybody know what that means to be an independent lender?
Standalone. Sure. You can use any mortgage company that you can utilize.
Yes, any investor, right. Now, we are a mortgage banker. We are not a broker, okay? So we close everything in our own name with our own money. Independent, what she was saying is independent means that we're not owned by a bank. So as an independent lender, we use our own money. We fund all of our own loans, and we focus 100% on residential financing. As a bank, you guys, obviously they're cross-selling. They're looking at selling equity lines. They're looking at selling checking accounts, savings accounts, money markets, credit cards, car loans. They've got many, many arms to their business platform. Academy Mortgage is the #1 independent lender in the country, and we do that because every day when our feet hit the floor, we do one thing. We close residential homes. That advantage is that that's the only thing that we focus on. 100% every day residential lending. Now, I do want to note that some of you have asked us if we do commercial lending. We do not do any commercial lending at all. Now, 2012, how many of you have friends that were in the real estate business and got out of it in 2011? Or 2010? Or 2009? Or 2008? They might have been in it in 2007. 2012 has got amazing opportunities for all of us. #1 reason, more market share, correct? Everybody that you know that got out of the business, they left market share on the table for you. All the mortgage companies that have gotten out of the business, they left market share on the table for us. And our #1 goal is to try to help you sell more homes with all the tools that John's going to tell you about today. Because if you sell more homes, we know one thing. If we partner with you to sell more homes, we get the opportunity to do more loans. And that is the Academy formula. 2012 is a great year to sell homes because we anticipate that the market is going to be very good to us. We anticipate that rates are going to stay low through 2012, and that is due to the election and what's going on in the European markets. So we anticipate that rates are going to stay low. What's happening to consumer confidence? It's going up. How many of you have been much busier in January than you have been in 5 years? Consumer confidence? People are out wanting to buy homes. So John is going to give you a little insight on Academy, but I got to brag on John for just a minute. We have a program that's called our LEAD program. And if John pre-qualifies a buyer for you, You're following up with that buyer, but John is also following up with that buyer. We have a program that follows up with the client for 120 days on behalf of you and Academy Mortgage, giving them through emails and postcards the benefits of home ownership and why now is the time to buy. I want to tell you that John started this program, started participating in the program about August of last year, July or August?
Longer ago than that even.
About sometime last year, probably spring, summer, John started participating in the program and following up. You're following up, and then he's following up on behalf of both of you, co-marketing to the client. And 9 buyers that were with Drake from the follow-up program actually ended up going to contract. So that is a high success rate, and we want to thank you for that opportunity to serve you. But I got to brag on John because his customer service stats are unbelievable. In fact, today we are having our kickoff meeting for the Southeast, and John's customer service, we survey every buyer at the table, and I got to brag on John. He has the highest customer service in our company at 98.9, which means almost 99%. So I'm going to turn it over to John, and he's going to give you some insight on the services that he's going to be providing you for 2012. Thank you for your time.
Stay up here. Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Just a quick intro of myself for those of you who don't know me. Again, I'm John McGuire. I am a senior loan consultant with Academy. And just to give my, my quick 2-minute bio, I was born and raised in New England. Go Patriots. I moved down here. Hope that didn't offend anybody. Moved down here about 1990 with my family, and graduated from Peachtree City High School in Peachtree City, and then went to Georgia Tech and Go Jackets. And I've probably been more people. And for the first 6 years after college, I did technology consulting, and while I did like it and gained so much from it, had that sort of revelation one day that it wasn't my passion, and that what I really loved doing was finance, and I really also had an interest in real estate. So, kind of one day realized, like, wow, what would be better than to do this, because it's the perfect blending of both, and it really is. So that was back around 2004, and that's when I also had the great privilege to meet Glenn and Bernie and Mary, and I've basically been the, preferred lender, preferred loan officer for Drake ever since. So it's really, really happy and thrilled that I've been able to be part of the whole company and all of you for such a long and consistent period. So some of you may have also spoken or known Laszlo Toth, and he was also part of our team. He recently had an opportunity to go back to the builder side of the business. So he is no longer with us, and we wish him the best. But you all are stuck with me now, so it's just me. So I'm here for anything you guys need, day, night, weekend, anything I can do to help you and or your clients at any time. So with that being said, I'll jump into some shameless propaganda here. If you guys, did everybody get this flyer? Do we have enough copies that went around? Did anybody not get any in here? Everyone's got it? Okay. Yeah, basically, if you read the top of this, it's, I'll just read it, It says CEOs on a daily basis have to make tough decisions on who to partner with for the benefit of their business. I don't think anyone would disagree with that. Even if they know and like someone they partner with personally, they have to do what's best for their business, for their clients, and then for their own income. In real estate, successful partnering is not about partnering with the right loan officer with the wrong company, or conversely, the wrong loan officer with the right company. You really need to partner with someone who is the right loan officer and the right company. That's really going to be the way you're only going to be successful 100% of the time. So all of these items that I have bulleted on that sheet are basically the things that either I myself or we as Academy do to try to support all of you. And I'll just try to go down through these and explain a little bit more about what each of these are. And starting with the first one, which is we are the #1 ranked purchase lender in the whole country. And Kelly did she already leave? Oh, she did that. Okay. She already talked about that. in 2011, as a company, we closed 18,540 individual loans throughout the country for $3.07 billion in total loan volume. That's quite a number. So people that out there are saying that loans aren't being closed, I beg to differ. And we were also in 2010 as well. Bullet point number 2, we have what's called a 5-star, technically it's 6 or 7-star, really communication process at Academy. And this is something that we do locally at our Atlanta branch here, and it goes for every single customer that we have. And this is really something that Kelly created from ground up for our branch, and it's the most incredible thing. And what it is that every single customer has at minimum 6 points of communication. After they've spoken to me, and if we've got their commitment to do their loan, we submit it for processing. Our processors give a welcome call and a welcome email to the client. Then the next point of communication they'll get is when the appraisal comes in, they'll forward them the appraisal and say, here's your appraisal, and value came in, or value didn't come in, hopefully not. But third point of communication is once their loan is out of initial underwriting, we send them a congratulations, your loan is conditionally approved, we just need these X items, and then your loan will be finished. After that would be the final approval email saying, congratulations, your loan is complete. We're sending your closing pack to the attorney. It gives some information on preparation for the closing, some information and details. The next communication is when we do get the settlement statement. We send them a copy of that, and the processors will call, either myself or the processors will call and let them know their final number, make sure that they have any questions on the settlement statement, that we get those answered. And then even further, after each of our transactions have closed, we have processes within our branch where we send an actual thank you letter to all the customers on behalf of us and you. Your names are on that. So it's basically free marketing and free follow-up for you as well. So every single client gets those points of communication. I don't know anyone that does that. Any other lender, if you guys do, I'd be curious to know. But third bullet point is 18 business day closing guarantee, and that is not fluff. That is true. One of the distinct advantages we have being an independent direct lender is we do have everything under our branch here in Atlanta. We have all of our setup. We have people that are involved in just the setup of the loans, ordering the appraisals, ordering title, the attorneys, before it even goes to our processors. We have all of our processing here. We have all of our underwriting. We even have closing coordinators that their job is to do nothing else other than send closing packages to attorneys, make sure we get the HUDs reviewed and corrected. So that's another thing that's distinctly unique. Not a lot of companies have all that literally under one roof in one place where you can walk down the hall and you can get any of that taken care of.
I can vouch for you, John, on that.
Thank you. Your money's in the mail. So yeah, I guess I actually already hit upon that next bullet then. Entire loan process under one roof. That's just what I was talking about there. So you can come. I actually invite anyone to come to our office anytime you want to and see it for yourself. So I think a lot of lenders out there will say, oh yeah, we got everything under one roof. Can I come see it? Well, we can. You can come to our office anytime you want, and we'd be glad to show you around and introduce you to our team and see how everything flows. Next bullet is approval gift and post-closing thank you. I've kind of already hit on that a little bit regarding the post-closing thank you, but the approval gift is, again, something distinctly unique as well. One of those points of communication I was talking about, once we email the customer about their conditional loan approval after it goes through initial underwriting, we actually send a tin of cookies that are branded Academy Mortgage to their workplace, preferably, if we have a work address. Otherwise, we send it to their home. But we want it to go to the workplace because it says, congratulations on your loan conditional approval on behalf of Academy Mortgage and you. It's got your name on there. So again, that's free marketing for you guys. And the idea behind that is obviously, if people like to eat at workplaces and people see cookies, they're going to go grab at them. And where'd you get these from? And so, we've had people come to us because they said that their coworkers saw what they got. And so it's just another little thing that we do above and beyond. And again, I don't think anyone in the history of mortgage lending has done that. So next bullet down is our leads program that says 660 leads. That's really supposed to be, it's changed now. It's technically a 620 leads program. And that's what Kelly was talking about. Every client that we've pre-qualified and taken an application for, if their credit score is a 620 or higher, they are automatically enrolled in an automated communications program where over, I even forget how it is because it's all automated. Over 120 days, the client gets 5 postcards in the mail and 4 emails to them, which they're just various little touch points that say, hey, we're here, let us know if you need anything during your home shopping, that sort of thing. And it works. I get email responses all the time where I can see people have emailed me back responding to that automated email, or they call me saying, hey, I got that postcard. So again, it just helps us keep in touch with the client, which also helps basically you guys keep in touch with the clients too. Another program we have is what we call the 3P program, buy or acquire. I don't know if you guys have seen the list. I'm sure you all have. We have like the code on top of a listing sign, and people can drive by a home and punch in a code and get that automated voicemail, giving details about a house. We can help provide those services for you on listings you have, so that's another benefit. Next bullet down, direct lender. Again, I won't go into that again, but Kelly already talked about that. We are distinctly not a big bank, also trying to do car loans and personal loans and student loans and money market accounts, and we're also not a broker. We're not nothing more than a middleman between banks that does nothing but sell loan programs. We have our own funding, we have our own company, we have our own investors, our own guidelines, our own programs. So everything is our own. That's a big distinction. Obviously, loan programs, the next bullet down. Just to make this simple, we pretty much have almost anything you can think of. FHA, VA, conventional, 203K renovation loan programs. We can do all the Georgia Dream and all the down payment assistance programs, investment, property, second homes, refinances. There's really not much of anything we don't do as far as that's concerned. So again, you don't have to worry about wondering if we have the programs out there. Next one is in-house custom marketing support. We have a full-time graphic designer that's in our local branch here in Atlanta as well. So anytime you guys might have a marketing need, if you want to do some sort of marketing campaign or even just a simple listing flyer, we can basically have it custom made almost exactly how you want it. You can just get creative with it because we have a guy that can do that, and he's full-time. And that's all free to you. If you guys have a need, we can co-market on things. We can have him put together stuff. And where's Jacqueline? Jacqueline's back there. She knows that we've done that for an event we did together. So, training and CE credits. Have any of you ever been to a CE class done by Juanita McDowell? Okay. What did you think?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Juanita was she's technically still an employee of ours, right?
Yes, she is.
Juanita was a former loan officer, and her passion was training, and she started this training, real estate training institute. And we are now, she's still technically under our academy umbrella at the same time. So we now have an exclusive partnership with her and her new real estate company, and so we can actually do events with her in the event that any of you want information on CE classes. We can help you get in touch with her. Or we can also do sponsor events with her as well. So I'll try to make these quicker. Are we okay, Mary? On time? Okay. Next bullet down, request to proceed and upfront underwriting. What we call request to proceed is if we have a customer, and I think we all know there's situations like this. You have your customers where we get all their information and it's black and white. They clearly qualify or they clearly don't. Sometimes there's some that are right there in that sort of gray area of they have maybe an obstacle that could be something that could be an issue later. Rather than do what I think 99% of all the lenders out there do and it'll be fine, throw it against the wall, hope it sticks once it gets into processing and underwriting. We don't do that. I don't do that. We have what we call a request to proceed, where we can basically take that loan application, get it in front of one of our underwriters, and they'll do an upfront. It's not a full underwrite, but they'll take a review of the file. And they'll give us either okay, because we'll basically present what we think the issue could be later on down the road, and they'll either say, I think you're going to be fine, here's what I recommend, or they'll say, they need to do this, that, or the other. I think you all would agree you'd much rather have that up front rather than waste your gas money, time, and everyone else's energy going out looking for houses only to have it bomb later. So that's a big thing we do a lot. Credit assistant and credit advisement. We have an awesome tool at our disposal called Credit Expert. Anytime we've pulled someone's credit report, and if their score isn't high enough for qualifying, we can basically upload their credit report automatically into this system, and it allows us to sort of fake manipulate their credit report as if what would their score do if they did this or that, and it can tell us pretty quickly and easily, and actually give an actual report that says, sometimes it's as easy as you all know, is maybe if the customer pays down a balance on a credit card by $100, then their score may go up plus or minus 10, 20, 30 points, however much it is. That's a great tool because we can do that pretty quickly and efficiently. We can take that report, email it to a customer and be like, hey, follow these steps to a T, call me back when you've done it, we'll try to do a rapid rescore on your credit and see if we can get your score up, and then get you qualified. So that's, we don't just throw away those opportunities. We like to try to help people get to where they need to be. And that also turns into more transactions for you, of course. So, just the final 4 bullets are just kind of some quick things. I mean, a lot of people don't realize we are really a sizable company. I think it's good to be a mid-sized company. We're not a B of A or a Wells. We're not a tiny little broker in a basement, but we have over 100 branches, and that actually should be 27 states. I mean, so we can also do lending in 27 states. So if you ever have out-of-state people, even though I may not be able to do it myself due to licensing laws, but I should always be able to probably pass it along to someone internal within our company and make sure that they still get excellent service. And the final 3, again, these are just things that I think I pride myself on more than anything, which is trying to be responsive and available at all times. One thing I am big about is pre-approvals being worth more than the paper they're written on. I'm sure every one of you probably had experiences where someone's pre-qualified and somehow once it gets to processing and underwriting, it turns into not qualified. Well, I think that's so easily cured by just doing your homework up front. So many lenders don't do that. I think they just want to move on to the next thing, and they just throw some numbers together. They'll throw it on paper, and oh yeah, they're qualified, and then they didn't do their homework. They didn't do a thorough pre-approval up front. They didn't get even all those little pieces of detailed information, which can make a difference. So I honestly try to make sure that anytime I've sent a pre-approval letter that I feel confident that loan's going to close, that person's going to close, unless some of their information changes or they didn't tell me something, but I'm very big about that. And finally, I guess what this all means, more important than all of this, of course, is closing and closing on time. And we here at Academy locally, I think we blow away anybody else anywhere as far as our percent of the loans that close. I think anyone would be lying if they say 100% close. But I would almost bet, and I'd bet my house, my 401k, which maybe is not doing as well anymore anyway, but that if we did statistical analysis between any other bank lender around, that our closing percentage would probably blow them away, and especially not even just closing on time. We close and we close on time, and I think 3.7 billion, 3.07 billion, and 18,000 plus loans closed, and so many of those here in Atlanta, I think shows that. So, all that being said, I appreciate all your time, and again, anything you guys need at any time at all, you have my information there. Feel free to email me or call me, and I'd be glad to help. Thank you very much. Oh. Question?
A quick question about appraisals.
Yeah.
It seems in the last few years I've been just fighting appraisals.
Mhm.
Tell me a little bit about your appraisers and how you might be different than some of the others.
Do you want to answer that? Or you want me
I would love to
Okay.
answer that. One of the things that I know everybody's dealing with is appraisals coming in low. Oh, we can't speak to the appraiser. It's a pool of over 300 appraisers. Once the appraisal's ordered, it gets uploaded, and one of 300 appraisers can pull that lead down. We've seen it to where an appraiser in Macon, Georgia, got an appraisal request that's been accepted for Gwinnett County. How much sense does that make? Zero. One of the things that sets Academy aside, and I'm so glad that you brought that up, is that we own our own third-party appraisal. It's called AES. And that has been approved by Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and Ginnie Mae being HUD, VA, all of the government loans. So we have 10 appraisers that are on our list. We handpicked all 10 appraisers on our list. So when we order an appraisal for you and your client, it's going to get rotated amongst one of those 10 companies. We do not have a list of 200 or 300, so it's what I call a contained appraisal environment. We still do the rotation, but it's amongst a contained group of highly professional appraisal companies. Does that answer your question?
Anybody else have any other questions? you can always come see me after. I'll be hanging around. So thanks again. Oh, okay, Jacqueline.
Are you offering a second opinion for the same client as a free appraiser if the first one won't go through?
You're talking if the appraisal does come in low?
If the first one will go low, will you offer a second opinion appraiser through those 10 appraisers that you're working with?
They don't. I mean, what they do, what they will always allow is they'll always allow what they call reconsideration of value. And the appraisers are open to that, and the ones on our list are. And that's basically where they're more than glad to say if you find that there is a comp or comps that you think are better than the ones we've used, send them over, and they'll definitely take a look at them. Or anything else for that matter. If there's anything else that, whether it's a piece of information or a piece of data on the property itself that they think they might have had incorrect, or they definitely are always open to that, and we can take information and send it up through them, and they will always look at it. And we've had cases where stuff have been corrected, absolutely.
If you have a low appraisal, the very first thing that we're going to do is reach out to you and say, hey, we have a low appraisal. A lot of times the appraisers don't have, it's not a matter of public record for something that may just have closed 30 days ago or 2 weeks ago. So we can gather that data and send it to the appraiser for evaluation for fair market value.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any others? Okay.
On the credit manipulation that you talked about with the score and you can change it
Yep.
and see what the credit score will be,
Mhm.
do you charge for that?
No, absolutely not. It's all. It does cost money. I mean, it does actually cost our company money to do that with the credit, because it's actually a tool that's provided by our credit reporting provider, but we do not charge the customer for that. I should be corrected. It does get charged to the customer if and only they close a loan with us. But if we're just trying to help them, see if we can get them qualified, and unless they close a loan with us, no. I mean, but if they do actually end up closing with us, then on the settlement statement there would be the charge to them, which is usually nominal. It's usually $20 more, $50 more, something like that, and they're usually perfectly fine. They're usually, hey, you got me in the house, and so they'd be happy paying $500 for it. Yeah.
So you say a 620 credit score gets you to work with the client. What is it to get them into a loan? 660 or higher?
No, 620.
620.
Yeah, 620. We can do FHA, we can do VA, we can even do conventional. That is the benchmark score.
There are no loans anymore for anybody below 620. Is that what I just heard you say?
There are loans available for borrowers that are under 620. We have a 580 to 619 program. I will tell you that the overlays are so restrictive that maybe 1 out of 100 people actually qualify. Because if I'm a buyer and I've got a 582 credit score, well, the overlay to get that loan done is you got to have 12 months of clean credit and 2 months reserves. Well, really? If I had 12 months of clean credit, I wouldn't have a 582 credit score. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that program is available. And I see a lot of the marketing of the program. We don't actively market that because I really feel like it's false advertising to some degree. If a buyer fits into that program and they're one out of those 100 people that fits into it, we're gonna put them in that program. We just don't see many people actually qualify for the program. And what we do find is it's in the buyer's best interest for us to rescore them, because if I can take a buyer from a 582 and we can accomplish a 620 or a 640, they're going to get a better interest rate as well. So anything below a 620 has a much higher interest rate, and it's in the buyer's best interest to clean their credit up. 30 to max 30, 45 days. It's well worth the investment for them. They get a better interest rate, and their credit is improved, and it gives them a lot more buying power than to stay at a 582 credit score.
Yeah. There's brokers, and even Wells or something, I don't know, that have those programs below 620, and they actively market them. But Kelly's right. I mean, I've seen those guidelines, and you know, even for the one we can offer, it's like you said, it's like 1 in 100. So I totally agree with her. I think some lenders or brokers put that out there just to get calls, and the reality is they know that people aren't going to qualify for that. They just want to be able to sound like they can do, you know, things that no one else can do. And the fact of the matter is, they know deep down they can't even do that stuff. So, any other questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like with this market, why don't we have a pre-appraisal for clients that they are willing to pay for that, rather than waiting all the time to see if the house will be appraised or not?
You mean, can we do that?
Yes, I'm asking if we can do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, it's not something I get asked about, but actually we have done that before. I mean, there's really nothing at all that stops someone from saying, you know, hey, we got this house, can we just do an appraisal on it first before we even go through the loan process and all that? I mean, obviously they'd have to pay for the appraisal like anybody, but there's no reason you can't do that. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks.
guys.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.